We're strengthening our competitiveness. We're stepping up on defense. Because there is a clear attempt by some to build spheres of influence. Competing visions of the world order are leading to a more transactional approach in global affairs. And Europe has to change to thrive in this new reality. We have to be smart. We have to be clear-eyed about what is ahead of us. From a rogue Russia on our borders to challenges to our sovereignty and our security. And we should not underestimate the disruptive potential of intense competition or even a bipolar conflict between China and the United States. This may be uncomfortable to hear, but this is a time for plain speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, at the heart of this, we believe that trade wars and punitive tariffs make no sense. Tariffs act like a tax. They drive inflation. The hardest hit are inevitably workers, companies, the small income, the middle classes on both sides of the Atlantic. And we know how quickly tariffs can affect essential transatlantic supply chains. We do not believe that this is good business, and we want to avoid a global race to the bottom. But as I've already made clear, unjustified tariffs on the European Union will not go unanswered. And let me speak plainly. We are one of the world's largest markets. We will use our tools to safeguard our economic security and interests, and we will protect our workers, our businesses and consumers at every turn. Of course, we're ready to find agreements that work for all, to work together to make each other more prosperous and more secure, of our continent and of the wider world. A failed Ukraine would weaken Europe, but it would also weaken the United States. It would intensify the challenges in the Indo-Pacific and threaten our shared interests. Because what we have seen is the authoritarians of this world are carefully watching whether there's any impunity if you invade your neighbor and violate international borders, or whether there are real deterrents. They are watching us very carefully, what actions we choose to take. And this is why it is so important that we get this right. Ukraine needs peace through strength. Europe wants peace through strength. And President Trump has made clear the United States is firmly committed to peace through strength. So I believe that by working together we can deliver that just and lasting peace. Our values do not change. They are universal. I believe when it comes to European security, Europe has to do more. Europe must bring more to the table. And to achieve this, we need a surge in European defense spending. Currently, the EU 27 are spending around 2% of GDP on defense. And yes, our defense spending went up from just over 200 billion before the war to now over 320 billion last year. But we will need to increase that number considerably once again, because from just below 2% to above 3% will mean hundreds of billions of euro of more investment every year. So we need a bold approach. Let's take one step back. In previous extraordinary crises, look at what we did. We empowered member states with extra fiscal room by activating the escape clause. In simple terms, we empowered member states to substantially increase public investments linked to the crisis. I believe we are now in another period of crisis which warrants a similar approach. And this is why I can announce that I will propose to activate the escape clause for defence investments. This will allow member states to substantially increase their defence expenditure.